Read the First Amendment.
Representative Cassell offered the following amendment, barcode 798733, remove lines 163 through 393 and insert an amendment.
Representative Cassell, you're recognized to explain your amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My amendment deals with the FORA line of questioning that I asked sponsor and Chair Leak and Rommel. Rating agencies in the state of Florida, when we talk about reinsurance, require them to have not only a reinstatement layer, but they are also required to cover non-named events. We know here in Florida that we experience more storms than just hurricanes. If our reinsurance market isn't filled with those two layers, what happens is our companies can't fulfill their capacity and they go insolvent. While FORA provides a great first step, this amendment aligns with the private reinsurance market requirements of our insurance companies. If they don't carry both a reinstatement layer and coverage for these non-named events, they will have to go get it to the private marketplace where it's more expensive, and they will not meet the requirements set forth by Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, which means all homeowners who have mortgages that are federally backed will not be able to keep that coverage. So we are here for good policy. This policy expands the maximum aggregate coverage, this amendment, for all selected FORA layers from $1 billion to $2 billion to support the funding needed for this additional reinstatement limit. And it aligns FORA with the private reinsurance market to provide all-weather coverage as required by financial stability rating agencies. That's the amendment, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Are there questions of the sponsor on the amendment? Questions of the sponsor? Seeing none, is there debate? Seeing none, you're recognized to close in your amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As we heard from Chair Leak, the reinsurance costs are a huge component of why our market is failing in the state of Florida. We have a lack of capacity to fulfill it, meaning we have a lack of availability for our insurance companies to purchase it, and it's expensive. The goal of FORA is to reduce the cost to our carriers so they can fulfill this capacity and stabilize the market. As FORA currently stands, the failure to include the reinstatement layer and to provide coverage for all non-named storms, our carriers will now have to go to the private marketplace to piecemeal costly reinsurance. What FORA has done has provided a car without an engine. Our marketplace, to stay solvent, will have to go out and piecemeal reinsurance. In addition to that, the rate online charged by FORA is more expensive than the private marketplace. The only way our constituents back home are going to see any rate savings as required by law is when insurance companies save money on the cost of reinsurance. This saves and helps insurance companies put their reinsurance plans together. It saves money. And when insurance companies save money on reinsurance, that goes back to our constituents pursuant to Florida statute. This is the only mechanism where our consumers will see immediate relief back in their pockets, and we will stabilize this market. We are here for good policy, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues. We are here to stabilize a failing marketplace. This amendment will do just that. I encourage all of you, and I was sad that the responses that I received from the chair of this didn't have the
follow up. Just close. You're out of time. If you don't mind wrapping it up.
I encourage you all to vote yes.